your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. So during a live stream, somebody had sent through some Taylor Swift. I think it was Carrie. Shout out to Carrie because I appreciate you always stopping in and supporting every so often. And I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I'd not really heard much from Taylor Swift, which I know is probably hard to believe because she's as popular as she is. But it's just not something I've gone out of my way to really listen to. And after that, I thought, you know what, let's try to do an upload to the channel, see how it does. If you guys enjoy these reactions and want more, just let me know what else we got to check out from her. But this one is called The Man. I think I just typed her into the YouTube search, and this was one of the first ones that popped up. So I thought, let's dive in. Let's see what she's cooking with.
I would be complex. I would be cool. They'd say I played the field before I found someone to commit to. And that would be okay for me to do. Every conquest I had made would make me more of a boss to you.
What she said in the beginning is really interesting. They'd say I played the field before I found somebody, which for a man seems to be okay, right? Like you're a player, you're a pimp, you're this, you're that. But if you're a female and you play the field, immediately you're a slut, a hoe, you're all these horrible names and you have this horrible image. And it's kind of crazy how there's that double standard. I mean, I don't want to say I can understand it. And I just think that I can understand why some guys look at it that way. Cause I don't feel like, you know, like it's looked at that way from the female perspective. I think females understand like, hey, you're trying out some different people, you're so on and so forth. There's some girls that might look at it that way, but it's more so coming from men that are like, oh, you're a hoe, you're a this, you're a that for, you know, sleeping with different guys and stuff like that in your pursuit of finding somebody that you actually want to spend your life with. And I think from a male perspective, the reason why, I'm not saying that I back it and double standards are good or anything because they're not, but I think from the male perspective, they look at it like when it comes to the sexual side of things, the man is what's doing something more so to the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say somebody likes a little kinky stuff, like choking and, you know, like the guy is choking the girl, the guy is, and I think that a man seeing that in their head and picturing this woman doing this with multiple guys is why they get almost offended by it. Whereas the guy is the one doing it. So they don't feel like it's as bad of a thing. I'm not backing this, but I'm just saying that's what I would believe the mentality is. And I could be completely wrong. But in all reality, I mean, you could say that either side is a hoe or either side is justified in doing what they want to do. I just think at the end of the day, just do what you want to do as a person. But that's probably where I feel like it's coming from. And again, I could be wrong, but that's my thought process and how people are probably perceiving it. And as far as women thinking that, I don't know if that's just them kind of backing the notion that men have, or if it's because maybe, you know, in some situations, maybe a woman is not as attractive or doesn't feel as attractive as some of the other women they see doing this. And so they try to find a reason to put them down. And so they side with that, you know, side of thinking. I don't necessarily know, but it is something that overall is looked at in a certain way, right? Like a man playing the field is cool. He's that guy, you know, he's him, so to speak. But a girl doing it, it's suddenly this horrible, bad thing. And yeah, it's just one of the many double standards of life that, you know, are kind of unfortunate.
Commit to, that would be okay for me to do. Every conquest I had made would make me more of a boss to you. I'd be a fearless leader, I'd be an alpha type. When everyone believes ya, what's that like? I'm so
I just realized, hold up, is that her dressed up as a man? I didn't think that at first, but then I started to think that it might have been, but that wink makes me feel like it's definitely Taylor Swift, right?
When everyone believes ya, what's that like? I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. And I'm so sick of them coming at me again, 'cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man, I'd be the man, I'd be the man, I'd be the man, I'd be the man. They say I hustled, put in the work. They wouldn't shake their heads and question how much of this I deserve. What I was wearing, if I was rude, could all be separated from my good ideas and power moves. And they would toast to me.
This is a really interesting song. This is a really interesting song, and she's not wrong about the stuff that she's talking about, like the way that I dress, the way that I, all these different little things that I may do would be separate from the ideas that I have and the accomplishments that I'm pulling in and so to speak and stuff like that. Whereas when it's a female, if you see them dress a certain way, people start to look at it like, oh, well, that's why she accomplished that. That's why she got in the position that she's in. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never say that about a man.
Let the players play. I'd be just like Leo in Saint-Tropez. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. And I'm so sick of them coming at me again. Cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man. I'd be the man. I'd be the man. I'd be the man. I'd be the man.
Yo, this is such a crazy video. Yo, Taylor Swift a genius. She is a genius. Okay, I'm glad that this is the first one I decided to upload. I hope you guys enjoy this and we could do more. So let me know down below in the comments what else from her we got to check out. But this is so real. Like she should. Like, I mean, the overall concept of it is if I did the same thing that a woman does, I'm the man. But well, not the same thing a woman does. But let's just say if we both do the same thing, is what she's trying to say. If a woman does this and a man does this, the woman could be labeled one way, a hoe, a slut, da da da. A man be labeled a player, a pimp, cool, all these kind of things. If a woman has a child, it's like, oh, she's a single mother, like, ooh, stay away from her. But if a man is a single father and doing well, women applaud that. Like, he's looked at again as the man. He's cool, but it's not always the same for the woman. And just so many different things. If a woman accomplishes things, all of a sudden it's attributed to the way that she dresses or the fact that she is a woman or this or that or the third. But if a man accomplishes things, it's like he's smart, he's a genius, he's, you know what I'm saying, he's accomplished, he's, like all these different things, and she's showing it one by one, and that's actually really fucking cool. By the way, the fact that it works that way is not what I'm saying is cool. The video and her showing the way that it's perceived on each side is what's cool. Let's make sure I made that clear.
And getting bitches and models, and it's all good if you're bad, and it's okay if you're mad. If I was out flashing my dollars, I'd be a bitch, not a bother. They paint me out to be bad, so it's okay that I'm mad. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. You know that I'm so sick of them coming at me again. Cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. And I'm so sick of them coming at me again. Cause if I was a man,
like this right here, he's the man for pulling this off. You know what I'm saying?
then I'd be the man. I'd be the man. I'd be the man. I'd be the man. Yeah. I'd be the man. I'd be the man.
This is interesting.
And cut.
I want to play the other side of it a little bit at the end of this.
Hey, just checking. Was that last take more what you had in mind?
Pretty good. Could you try to be sexier? Maybe more likable this time?
Okay. Okay, no problem.
By the way, excellent work over there, Lauren. That was astonishing. Thanks.
And then she kind of played into it like, okay, that was interesting. It kind of like was the reversal. Can you kind of be da-da-da? And then the girl, that was astonishing. So I just want to play the other side of it. And I'm not saying that this is my fight against what she just showed us. Because what she showed us was actually real. But there are a few things that I could think of off the top of my head, and it'd take me more time to think if there was any others, but that work in the other direction, right? Like if a woman cries, it's like, it's kind of okay. But a man crying is like he's weak. He's right. And I'm not saying everybody perceives it this way, but it's the same with what she was showing us, is not everybody perceives it that way. It just seems like the majority. And it kind of seems that way as well, where men feel like we can't cry. We can't, and it could just be the way the other men look at us, or it could just be sometimes women are like, yo, you've seen situations on social media where the woman's like, oh, he cried, and then I felt like I was less attracted to him. and stuff like that. So that is also a thing that works in the other direction. I feel like there was something else that I was thinking of too, and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Oh, like success. Like if a man is successful, he's looked at in a very certain light. If a man isn't successful, it's like, oh, he's broke, he's a loser, he's, you know what I'm saying? Whereas a woman who's not doing well or just working some job where she's barely making money or she can't hold a job or anything like that isn't always looked at that way by men. Like the man will still go and try to take her out and try to, you know, court her and stuff like that. Whereas the opposite isn't necessarily always true. Now, it's not 100% across the board, but none of this is. So there are some things in reverse that also work the exact same way. So it's an interesting dynamic. And in reality, those double standards shouldn't exist at all. It would be better if it wasn't that way, but it kind of is. And there's probably more things on both sides that just I can't think of and that she didn't even address in her video. So if you think of any, comment them down below. But this was absolutely amazing. This was a genius track. The video was genius. And apparently from what I can see here, that was her that was dressed up as the man. I wasn't sure in the beginning. She sold me, to be honest with you. And then I started to get some feelings about it. And then the wink was what set me off to think, okay, this is her, isn't it? So shout out to Taylor Swift. This was, again, genius track. If she has more stuff that's very creative like this, let me know, because I would love to dive into it. Till then, appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one home.